Scrappy Peeps, Suzanna here today. Freckled Fawn and a sketch inspired layout. That is the layout I created using week number 15 sketch from Allison Davis's 6x6 paper pads and my kit from Freckled Fawn. This is the August kit. So in the sketch you have 2 4x4 photos and then 3 2x2 photos. You can see there that I have combined the 4x4 photos into a 4x8, and then I have the 3 2x2 photos. And then the rest of this is a grid. Basically, it is a quilted grid. And so what I have done is I have pre-cut all of the squares. So you basically cut a 2x2 square and then you just cut it on the diagonal to cut 2 triangles. So I have done that ahead of time to spare you the agony, although I didn't do it with one of the pattern papers, which I will do later. And you will see exactly how that happens. I am deviating from the sketch a little bit in that I don't like journaling strips. I either like to write directly on the page and or have hidden journaling. I do have hidden journaling here, partly because this is not journaling that I necessarily want the world to read. Not that it's all that terribly private, but it is very emotional for me. And also because I find that the strips were going to compete with the diagonals in the layout, and so I felt that this was a better way of getting the journaling onto the page. And so I have a million glassine bags, and I'm going to use that 3x4 tag from Freckled Fawn that says Happy Times and just tuck that in underneath. So in the grand scheme of things, when it is sitting in the album, it will disappear and you won't see Happy Times. I had thought about using the washi to create a pull tag for it, but I'm really not all that bothered by it. And I know my kids know to look for hidden spaces of journaling, and I don't know that they would be all that disappointed. He would be all that disappointed if he, it's not bad journaling. It's just, so here's the deal. We went on vacation last week, and that was our last vacation as a family of 4 as we know it. On Sunday, we dropped Nicholas off at Virginia Tech for his freshman year of college, and that is what this journaling is about, is just our last vacation and my last moments with him. Sorry about my scrappy supervisor. She definitely felt the need to participate, and you'll see her reappear in the left-hand corner. That is Luna. We have 2 cats. They are sisters. Luna is the gray one who is supervising here. See her in that left corner there? And then we have Jasmine, who we also refer to as Floofy because she's a little bit on the fluffy side. And she will not be able to, she cannot jump up to the table because it is just a little bit, she's just a little bit heavier. So per the sketch, I am putting in the triangles, and I'm trying to create a balance between colors as well as angles on these triangles. So Allison has very much laid out the different angles of the triangles, but I just went with what worked for me rather than copying the sketch verbatim. She has also stitched around the inside of some of her triangles, which I will do off camera. I have showed you some hand stitching, and it's easy to do. You just basically punch holes and then you stitch, and then what you have to determine is how many threads you are going to use, and I pretty much standardly use 4. So the scrappy supervisor has found her favorite paper clip. Do you see that red paper clip there? And she is about to carry it off the table, and off she goes with her paper clip. That I'm anchoring down there is a piece of cardstock. It is coordinations from when I designed from coordinations, like literally almost probably a decade ago. Finding cardstock that coordinated with this kit was very difficult for me because these are not colors that I would typically work with. So you can see the mint that I went with in the background, and then I really liked, that's actually the, it's one of the textured Tim Holtz ones, and I don't have the name of it. I apologize for that because it is so old and it didn't have a branding strip on it. It was actually from my scraps. And so you can see in that top right hand corner that I actually have two hues of that paper that I am working with there. I am only going to use one square, one triangle of the more solid one, and then the other is the textured paper there. So I have put the three 2x2 photos down as well. Those are support photos. So the large photo, the focal point photo, is of my son and I. The other two, we are at a waterfall. And so it is about the falls. You have two falls that are on the left-hand side, and on the right-hand side, it says Cascadilla Falls, which is, or Falls Trail, the name of the trail that we were on to get to these falls in central New York, just outside of Ithaca, or actually these were in Ithaca. So you can see there's a balance. What you can't see in those lighter papers, and you'll see much better in the close-ups, is that they are patterned. Some of them are tone on tone. So there's a balance of the darks, the lights, as well as the patterns that are in there as well. I am going to leave those green spaces. I like that mint and the way it provides some balance to the darker pinks. I'm going to go with pinks. It's not really pink. I don't even know what color to call that. Magenta, maybe? And then in that stripe, there is this more plum color that is the purple that is of that heart. And so I tried to find papers and I just couldn't find any. So I had to go with what I had. Also with this kit, you get, as with every Freckled Fawn kit, you get a really great label set. I wanted to use these long labels, this one in particular, to house the date, but the problem is that they're super long and they are wider than the photo, but they're also too wide to go. Because they're so wide, they provide they're antagonistic to the diagonals that are very prominent in the layout. And so what you'll see what I do, I just end up cutting one of them and tucking it in underneath the photo and just using one. But I have an idea of what I'm going to do with those long labels and the washi for another layout. You also always get chipboard with your Freckled Fawn kits if you subscribe to an actual kit. And so I am also going to use a few pieces of the chipboard as well. You always get a wood veneer something, and this month it happens to be this title, Together is Best, and that is just going to serve as the title of my layout. And that is kind of what the journaling is alluding to too, is that you know, spending this time together with him before he leaves is precious, and we are lucky and blessed to be able to have had that time and to be able to afford that time away too, to build those memories before he left. And not that we'll never see him again, but just I think as a mom, if you're a mom, you know, you understand. Even if you're not a mother, you can understand leaving somebody where they've never been, don't have any friends necessarily, or a new set. Life is unknown. A schedule is still to be determined, friendships are still to be determined, and there's a lot of TBD. And so you carry that anxiety in you, and you wish and pray for the best, and that's what the journaling is about. So I have those two green mint triangles, and I want a third to match on the other side and create some balance. So I have a really great eraser, adhesive eraser from ThermoWeb, and that's what I use to pick up the ThermoWeb adhesive that I use. Also with your kit from Freckled Fawn, you're going to get these great color coordinated hearts, and I'm going to put those down at the bottom. I just like the balance that it provides sort of to that header that I've created with the journaling tag and the glassine bag, and I just like the way that this pulls all of the colors together, as well as provides a little bit of a footer at the bottom there. I don't like those straight lines all the way across on a page. I do like something to stick up, and so that's what I did. Here you can see the stitching that I've done, as well as in the close-ups. If you have any questions about the Freckled Fawn kits, please don't hesitate to ask in the box down below, and I hope you enjoy my interpretation of week 15 of the sketches. Enjoy the close-ups. Thanks for stopping in today. I hope you're doing well. Come back again soon. Take care.